Listen, are you feeling that subtle, unsettling shift in midlife? That quiet, persistent sense of, is this all there is? The world keeps turning, but something deep inside of you is unraveling. For years, you have been told this is a midlife crisis, but it is not a crisis. It is a sacred invitation, an urgent whisper from your soul, calling you back to yourself. What if this profound discomfort is not a sign that you are lost, but a compass finally pointing you towards your true purpose? This video is not about fixing you. It is about showing you how to transform this feeling of falling apart into the profound reclamation of the empowered, authentic woman you were always meant to become. Your true journey begins now. So why now? Why does this unraveling happen in the middle of your life, often when things on the outside look the most settled? Because for the first half of your life, you were given a map. It was not your map, but you followed it dutifully. This old map was drawn by society, by your family, by the roles you were expected to play. The good daughter, the perfect mother, the successful employee. Each should was another road on this map, promising to lead you to the treasure of a happy, approved-of life. And for a long time, it worked. You navigated the terrain, you achieved the milestones, you did everything right. But in midlife, your soul enters a new territory, a wilder, more authentic landscape. And you look down at the old map and realize with a dawning horror that it is useless here. The roads lead nowhere you want to go. The landmarks are meaningless. This is why your old coping mechanisms are failing. Trying harder is just walking faster on the wrong map. The voice of that old map often sounds a lot like the inner critic we have spoken of, demanding you stick to the path. But your soul knows. It knows that to find your true purpose, you must have the courage to put the old map down. But what happens when you are standing in this new land without a guide? How do you find your way in the dark? That is when we must learn to look inward. That path inward has a name. It is called shadow work. And I know that sounds intimidating, but let me reframe it for you. Shadow work is not about confronting monsters. It is about finally opening the old letters you wrote to yourself and forgot you had sent. These letters contain the parts of you that you had to put away to follow the old map. Your hidden fears about not being enough, your limiting beliefs about what a woman in midlife is allowed to want, and most importantly, your beautiful, powerful, unacknowledged desires. For decades, these suppressed parts have not been dormant. They have been quietly draining your energy, creating the very restlessness and dissatisfaction you feel now. The surprising power of shadow work is this. When you finally have the courage to read these old letters, you are not unleashing chaos. You are reclaiming your own lost power. So the first step is gentle. It is a single, powerful question to ask yourself tonight with a pen and paper. I call it the first question of the unmapped territory. And the question is this: if there were no shoulds left in the world, what does my soul truly crave? Do not judge the answers. Simply write them down. This is the first whisper of your new compass. And once you begin to hear these whispers of desire, you start to see the evidence of your shadow everywhere, in the stories of your own life. That is what we will uncover next.
This is where the theory becomes real, because your shadow is not an abstract concept. It is written in the very stories of your life. Think of Lisa, a 52-year-old executive. On the outside, she had it all, but inside she was unraveling with anxiety. Her shadow work revealed a suppressed desire to be an artist, a dream she had sacrificed for a sensible career. Her anxiety was not a disorder, it was the scream of her unlived creative life. Or think of Mary, a 47-year-old mother facing an empty nest. Her unraveling felt like depression. Her shadow held the unresolved grief of never having been mothered herself. She had become the perfect mother to her children, but had abandoned the little girl inside her who still needed care. Your past is not in the past. It is a living energy that shapes every moment of your present. An unresolved trauma, a dream denied, a need unmet. These are the tectonic plates beneath the surface of your life. The midlife unraveling is the earthquake that finally reveals the fault lines. The first practical step, then, is to become an archaeologist of your own story. Take one significant memory of pain or regret from your life and ask it this question: what part of me was exiled in this moment? This is how you begin to map the unseen territory within. But once you have the map, how do you navigate it to find the treasure? That is the art of redefining purpose.
You have become the archaeologist. You have begun to map your inner world. But this map does not show a treasure marked with an X. That is because the goal is not to find a new map. It is to learn how to read your inner compass. This is the single most liberating truth of the midlife unraveling. Authentic purpose is not a new destination you must reach. It is a direction you align with. It is not what you do. It is the feeling of profound rightness when you are doing it. For Lisa, the executive we met, her purpose is not to become a famous painter. It is the simple, sacred act of picking up the brush, of honoring her creative spirit, even for just 10 minutes a day. For Mary, the mother in the empty nest, her purpose is not to find a new person to care for. It is the radical act of finally turning that powerful maternal love inward, toward the little girl she abandoned long ago. This clarity is the gift of integration. When you bring your exiled parts home, the artist, the child, the wild woman, their energy is no longer being spent on rattling the doors of the psychic basement. It is returned to you, and you become whole. You are no longer navigating by the 1,000 conflicting shoulds of the old map. You are navigating by the single, clear, true north of your soul. So, how do we begin to walk this new path day by day? How do we build this next chapter with intention? That is the final piece of our journey together.
And so, this is your next chapter. Not a destination to arrive at, but a path to be walked. It is built in the small, courageous choices you make each day, choosing the whisper of your soul over the shouts of the world. This is how you live a life of profound fulfillment, not by finding a new map, but by becoming the map maker. The discomfort of the unraveling does not simply disappear, but you no longer fear it. You recognize it as the call of your own becoming, the sacred growing pains of your authentic self. So, I invite you now to claim this journey as your own, to declare your courage in the comments below. Simply write the words, "I am embracing the unraveling." And as you begin this journey, how do you release the one role that may have defined you for decades? In our next video, we will move beyond the perfect mother archetype to uncover the powerful, authentic woman who lives beneath the role. Thank you for walking this path with me.